Today we're talking about enterprise-level AI tools from Google. And this isn't, the basic chatbot stuff everyone's played with.
Exactly. We mean serious capabilities like cinematic video generation, building full-stack apps without writing code, deep research assistants that can pull together multi-chapter reports, fully cited.
And here's the part that's, well, pretty shocking. If you went out and tried to buy this kind of suite, these capabilities from other companies, you'd be looking at hundreds, maybe easily $1,000
Huh.
a month.
Yeah.
Google is kind of quietly deploying this whole arsenal for free.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our sources, well, they really reveal an absolute goldmine here. The amount of free AI power is way beyond what most people probably think.
So our mission today is to cut through that noise. We want to give you a clear, focused roadmap, basically, for using this free Google AI ecosystem.
Right. This is about how you can supercharge your work, your creativity, your learning, like right now.
We'll kick off by looking at Google's core strategy, the why behind giving all this away.
Yeah. And then we'll dive into the specific tools for content creation, deep research, even professional app development. Let's unpack it.
Okay, so to really use these tools well, we first need to understand the bigger picture. Google's move here, this isn't just generosity.
Oh, definitely not. It's really a masterclass in market domination.
Right.
And they're doing it with this like two-pronged approach. Powerful stuff.
Okay. What's the first prong?
Seamless integration. So they're weaving these powerful, tailored AI features right into the Google products you're probably already using every day. Think Gmail, Docs, Sheets.
So the AI just sort of appears where I'm already working. Less effort for me to start using it.
Exactly. Frictionless. But then prong two is standalone excellence. They build these like best-in-class dedicated AI products for specific big jobs.
And offer them for free.
It drives massive adoption. It's about seeding the market so thoroughly that leaving their ecosystem starts to feel, well, economically irrational down the line.
Okay, speaking of economics, though, if the goal is market dominance, giving away tools that we reckon are worth maybe $1,000 a month, how's that sustainable? Isn't that just like burning cash?
It's definitely a long game. The short answer, it comes down to data and lock-in.
Okay.
The integration part locks you into their workspace ecosystem, right?
Okay.
That secures future revenue there. And the free standalone tools. They ensure Google gets enormous amounts of usage data.
Which they need to keep their core AI models ahead of the curve.
Precisely. Data is the fuel. Leadership needs data.
Makes sense. Okay, we should probably touch on the actual AI models, the brains behind this. You don't need to memorize all the names, but knowing the hierarchy kind of helps you pick the right tool for what you need. We should start with the Gemini family.
Right, Gemini. These are Google's top-tier advanced reasoning models. Think multi-purpose. They've got different levels, too. Gemini Pro for the really complex stuff, Flash for a good balance of speed and power, and then Flashlight for super quick, lightweight tasks.
Like having different engine sizes for different kinds of driving.
Kind of like that, yeah. Specialized CPUs for different jobs.
And then you have the more specialized models, Gemma.
Gemma family is open source, lightweight, really crucial for developers who need efficient models to build their own tools on top of.
And Imagen and Veo.
Right, Imagen is for text-to-image generation. And the Veo family, that's the really high-end stuff for creating cinematic quality video just from text prompts. Pretty amazing.
So knowing this hierarchy, it helps you match the right power level to your project. Like you said, you wouldn't use a race car for groceries.
Exactly. Avoids overkill or underpowering your task.
So if mass adoption is the real goal here, what do you think Google prioritizes more? Is it the integration or is it the free standalone power?
Honestly, both are crucial. Integration locks you in, but free standalone power ensures dominance. Okay, so the main way most people will first encounter all this free power is the Gemini web app. It looks simple, right? Just like a chat window.
Yeah, pretty unassuming.
But it's actually a multimodal assistant. It handles text, images, voice, and it's got this sophisticated real-time connection to the web built in, plus code generation.
Let's talk about some specific features, though, the ones that give you a real edge. You mentioned the Nano Banana model for images. That's quite a name. What's the killer feature there?
Slight chuckle.
Yeah.
Name's a bit quirky.
Yeah.
But the feature, it's genuinely groundbreaking. It's called character persistence.
Okay, what does that mean?
Most image AIs, right, if you change the scene or the prompt slightly, they generate a completely new person. Nano Banana can keep the exact same person or character or even an object consistent across lots of different images. Different settings, different styles, same character.
Whoa. Okay, that immediately saves hours for anyone doing storyboarding or graphic design.
Absolutely.
You're not constantly tweaking prompts trying to get the same person's hair color right in 6 different shots.
Yeah, exactly that. Huge time saver. Now, let's switch gears a bit to the deep research side of Gemini. This is also built right in. You give it a fairly high-level question, be like, what AI trends have the highest ROI for freelancers? And the AI doesn't just spit out an answer, it actually generates a whole research plan, automatically.
Right. It structures the chaos, it pulls together findings from lots of different online sources, synthesizes it into a detailed report you can actually use.
And this is critical for professionals. It gives you complete source citations, verifiable links for everything it finds and synthesizes. The output isn't just a paragraph. It's like a multi-chapter report, executive summary too, all linked up.
That gets rid of the whole manual citation headache.
Completely.
Honestly, that capability alone, if you're writing grants, academic papers, market research, that's easily worth hundreds a month just by itself.
No question. And one more thing in Gemini, gems. Think of these as customized versions of Gemini, like specialized AI personas you can create.
So you train them for very specific tasks.
It's exactly for your unique needs. You're essentially turning the general Gemini model into a whole team of specialists focused on your workflow.
So you can move beyond the standard templates like StoryWriter and build, say, an internal compliance checker gem that knows your company's specific 400-page handbook inside out.
That's precisely the idea. Hyper-specialization.
Okay, stepping back for a second, beyond that image consistency, which is huge, what would you say is the single biggest time saver inside the Gemini web app, especially for a researcher?
Getting fully cited, multi-chapter research reports eliminates hours of manual searching. This kind of leads us perfectly back to that seamless integration strategy we mentioned, moving out of the standalone Gemini app and right into your daily grind, specifically Google Workspace.
Right, and this is where the AI starts to really tackle just sheer information overload, like email intelligence in Gmail. I'll admit, I sometimes have thousands of unread emails.
Chuckle softly. You're not alone.
So automatic email summarization, that's not a luxury anymore. It feels essential. It helps manage that flood before it drowns you.
It really does manage that flow. And you also get smart writing help in Docs. In Sheets, you can actually generate complex formulas just by describing what you want in plain English.
You know, I spent like 20 minutes last week fighting with a spreadsheet, trying to remember the exact syntax for some nested velo OAK thing.
Uh-huh. Been there.
The thought that I could just type, find the price for this product ID in this column, and the AI just gives me the formula. It's not just a time saver, it's a huge, like, psychological weight off.
It just removes that technical barrier right away. Now, something important to clarify for listeners, the difference between using AI search mode and using the Gemini chatbot, they seem similar, but when should you use which one?
Good point. AI search mode is really for your fact-finding missions. You need current information, verifiable facts, maybe academic research, where you absolutely need to check the sources.
Right.
The AI scans the web and gives you a consolidated summary with citations right there at the top. It's more than just the usual list of blue links.
The Gemini chatbot is for...
That's your tool for creativity, brainstorming, planning complex, multi-step projects, refining ideas iteratively. The chatbot is built for conversation, for exploring possibilities, maybe ignoring real-time constraints sometimes. It's more like a creative co-pilot.
Got it. Search for facts. Chatbot for creation.
Exactly. Okay, let's pivot to visuals now. Video production. Always a huge hurdle. Costly, time-consuming. AI vids seems aimed at lowering that barrier with templates.
Yeah, think about something like their trip highlights template.
Yeah.
You just upload your vacation photos and video clips, type a basic prompt.
And the AI does the hard work.
It sequences them, adds transitions, picks some music. It turns what used to be hours of tedious editing into like a 1-minute task. Pretty neat for quick, professional-looking results.
And then there's the more powerful cinematic stuff with Veo. Now, Veo itself is a premium tool, but they do offer pretty generous free trial access, right?
They do. And the power there, moment of wonder. It's genuinely astonishing. The way it can take these really imaginative text prompts and turn them into high-quality video almost instantly.
Like that example, a majestic panda seated upright at a wooden table inside a traditional Asian tea house, wind rustling the paper lanterns.
Yeah. And you get this cinematic scene back in seconds. The speed and the quality of that kind of imaginative leap. It's just stunning to see. Really opens up creative possibilities.
Thinking about workspace again, if someone could only focus on one AI feature there for an immediate productivity boost, which one would you recommend?
Email summarization in Gmail saves most time by quickly tackling information overload.
Okay, the Gemini web app is great, powerful even. But for people who need really fine-grained, almost surgical control over the AI's output, it can sometimes feel a bit constrained.
That's where Google AI Studio comes in. Think of it as like a developer environment, but it's designed for the sophisticated non-developer too.
Hmm?
You get access to these enterprise-grade controls, like, for instance, adjusting the temperature.
Okay, explain temperature. Simple analogy needed here.
All right, think of temperature like a thermostat for creativity. Low temperature means the AI sticks close to the facts, very consistent, safe outputs. High temperature, that lets the AI get more creative, variable, take more risks, explore unexpected connections.
Got it. So if I'm asking it to help me write code, I want low temperature for accuracy.
Exactly.
If I'm brainstorming ideas for a sci-fi story, maybe I crank the temperature up.
Precisely. You control the level of randomness or predictability. You can also tweak things like top P, which is another way to control response diversity, kind of like a randomness dial.
Uh-huh.
And then there's stream real time. This is genuinely revolutionary for interaction.
Oh.
The AI can actually see and respond to what's happening on your screen, live.
Wait, so it could guide me through software steps as I do them? Or help troubleshoot visually?
Yes. Imagine live tutorials where the AI sees where you're stuck. Or visual troubleshooting without that awkward screen share dance. It's a massive step forward for interactive help.
Wow, okay. But you also mention arguably the most powerful tool in this whole free suite, especially for research and synthesis,
Oh.
Notebook LM.
Notebook LM.
Wow.
Yes. This one is game changer.
I really can't stress this enough. Vulnerable admission. Look, I still wrestle with information overload sometimes. And prompt drift, where you kind of lose the thread when you're digging through a huge pile of research papers or articles. Notebook LM specifically addresses that head on.
It really does. The whole workflow is just
Good.
transformative. You upload your sources, PDFs, website links, even YouTube video transcripts, audio files,
Right.
diverse stuff.
Right.
And the AI digests and analyzes all of it together. Then, the key part.
Hmm.
You chat interactively, you ask questions, you challenge ideas, you debate points,
Uh-huh.
but only with the information contained in your uploaded sources.
It turns passive reading into active, intelligent engagement with your material. You can instantly ask how a concept in a 19th century paper relates to something in a modern business report you just uploaded.
Exactly. It finds connections across your entire source library. And the outputs it can generate are pretty revolutionary, too. It can create these professional conversational summaries. The source material even mentions generating AI podcasts, like scripted dialogues between multiple hosts, discussing the key points from your documents.
That's wild.
And it can also auto-generate visual presentations, video overviews summarizing the content. It's about transforming your source material into new, usable formats.
So, thinking about a student or any professional doing research, how does Notebook LM fundamentally change that whole process?
It changes passive consumption into active, intelligent learning and synthesis of sources. Now, for people who maybe aren't developers but have ideas, people who want to go from being just a consumer of tech to a creator,
Yeah.
the sources point to this whole no-code revolution starting with Firebase Studio.
Firebase Studio sounds, honestly, kind of wild.
Yeah.
We're talking about creating a full-stack working application from just a single prompt.
Pretty much. You describe the app you want, like an app that creates recipes based on photos of ingredients I upload.
Okay.
And the AI doesn't just design it, it generates the complete architecture, the user interface, and a functional prototype right away.
And it handles the complicated back-end stuff, too, like user accounts, databases.
Yep, includes all those traditionally complex back-end services, user authentication, database management, all handled automatically by Firebase.
So someone without coding skills can take an idea, get a functional prototype working in minutes, basically, ready to test out. That's huge.
It lowers the barrier dramatically. Then you've also got Opal. This one's a bit different. It focuses more on building specialized workflow-based mini apps. And it uses a visual designer.
Visual designer, meaning...
Meaning you actually see the steps your app takes, laid out like a flowchart that makes the logic really clear.
Could you give an example of an Opal mini app?
Sure. A good one is, like, you input a YouTube video URL. The Opal app could then automatically grab the transcript, analyze the content, and generate an interactive quiz based on that video.
Ah, okay. So it's more about automating specific tasks or workflows with a very clear visual map of how it works.
Exactly. That transparency is key.
Yeah.
It makes it much easier for non-technical folks to understand, debug, and customize these mini apps without getting lost in complex code or architecture.
Makes sense. Okay, finally, let's just take a quick strategic peek inside Google Labs. This is their experimental zone, right, where they test out future ideas.
That's it. It's their workshop. And keeping an eye on labs gives you a glimpse of the future, a potential competitive advantage.
Because you see these cutting-edge AI ideas, things like Music X for generating music, or Image FX, often months or even years before they become mainstream features in Gemini or Search.
Right. Lets you anticipate where the tech is heading.
So for someone who's not a developer, just starting out with building something, is Firebase Studio or Opal the better place to begin?
Opal is simpler for specialized workflows, while Firebase Studio handles full, complex applications. Hashtag big idea, recap, and outro. Okay, let's just pull the lens back for a moment. Recap the big picture here. The economic impact. Google is fundamentally democratizing access to what has always been enterprise-grade AI.
Yeah.
When you add up what competitors charge for similar tools, the deep research capabilities, the video generation, custom AI assistants that Free Suite Google's offering, it's easily worth, conservatively, $500 to $1,000 a month or more.
And this is way more than just, some free tools. It feels like a really profound strategic shift. By taking the time to master these interconnected tools now, you're essentially getting deep, early experience with the core AI ecosystem that's likely going to define professional work for the next decade.
Absolutely. That's a real competitive edge right there.
The future, it seems, doesn't belong to people who resist AI, or even those who just dabble occasionally.
No, the future belongs to those who really learn to embrace AI as a partner, a sophisticated, collaborative partner in their work and creativity.
So let's make this actionable. Here are the next steps, pulled straight from the source material we looked at. First step, pick just one tool from everything we discussed. Maybe Notebook LM, maybe Gemini's research features, maybe AI Studio. Pick one that solves an immediate, real pain point for you right now.
Second step, dedicate just one focused hour, quiet time. Really explore what that one tool can do. Push its boundaries a little.
Third, build one small, valuable thing with it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make something that works, something useful. Get that small win.
And fourth, critically,
Right.
document how you did it. Write down the steps, the result. So you can repeat it, build on it immediately. That reinforces the learning.
Google's basically laid out this incredible toolkit for free. Now it's really time for us, for you, to move beyond just chatting with the AI and start building something remarkable with it.